Kuhn is the fullback with the first and goal. Kuhn gets the call. Pyle driving his way in for the touchdown. What a great second effort. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood. So ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful.
Wolf Pack, what's going on? It's your boy, the Wolf of Rose Street, RoseStreetJohn.com. We breed and feed you fantasy wolves here with your week 8. It's already midway through the season. Crazy stuff that we're already halfway done by the time the final whistle blows this week. It flies. It's always a kick to the balls, joyous, painful, all over the place. It's always that way, and it probably has been for you as well, CJ, this year. How's it going, my man?
Not too great. went to the new Encore Sportsbook last night. Had a great time, but paying for it today.
Yes, yeah. It's like one bad night. Like I might be good for it like once every month and a half, 2 months now, but they kill. Like at this age, it's painful. I'm not quite as rough as you. I had the Beverly bar crawl, so that got pretty smoked, but was in bed by like 8 o'clock as a result of it. So got a nice like 12 hours of sleep. Is beautiful.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I know, exactly. So not too bad. We'll be here for you folks. As you guys have come to expect, usually pretty clear heads, but some fogginess. We'll still get your answers as we always do. If you don't mind, if you're just getting in here, that thumbs up button does help us get out to more people. So we appreciate that. Thanks so much for being with us. Wolfpack, we have about 10 minutes or so of notes we'll get through. And then, as you know, just your questions the rest of the way through. So thumbs up and get those questions on in, and we'll get there too. And Thursday night football takeaways. I don't think there's a ton to go over just because with no Adams, it's a different offense. Nobody clearly really stepped up, but Rodgers just kind of got it done. And that was a crazy just upset, in my opinion, when was hoping for overtime. It was one of those Thursday night games that like nothing could go right for my team. Yeah. I had, Christian Kirk wide open for a 50-yard bomb, doesn't complete it. I could have used overtime for damn sure for both Kirk and Rodgers. Gets intercepted on the one at the end of the game. So it was one of those types of games, just didn't seem like anything could go my way. Rodgers did get like 15 by the end of it with 2 in the first half, so it came out okay. Either way, Tunyon's done for the year. That's the biggest takeaway from there. There was a rookie tight end that came in, their third-round pick. I actually, off the top of my head, don't even remember the name. Josiah DeGuara, whoever that is. You're looking at dynasty leagues, like things of that nature. He did have 2 catches for 20 yards as soon as he came in, so it looked like it was intriguing. I imagine Mercedes Lewis would get more. He almost had the sickest one-handed catch of the year, but didn't.
That might have been the catch of that was definitely the catch of the year.
It was insane. Mercedes Lewis too, of all people, but didn't end up counting, unfortunately. So yeah, that is kind of the only takeaways. Tunyon's ACL injury. More targets around for MVS when he returns and things of that nature. I don't know. Was there any takeaways you had from that night game? That blew.
Yeah, their offenses, are they getting figured out like they did last year? Like they were just like steamrolling first few weeks of the season, and they got figured out once again. And if it's more to come, we don't know.
Yeah, might be indeed. And that season-long rankings, maybe Kyler gets a little bit bumped down below even like Tom Brady and those guys that are just. You're getting 20 a week from Stafford. Kyler Murray at this point, yeah, he's got the biggest ceiling of pretty much anybody, but they do seem like they've been figured out a little bit. In terms of Sunday news, Austin Ekeler will be playing. I know there's a bit of a scare throughout the week. He's locked in your lineup. He's my running back 9. I have him a few spots below the ECR, but he's still top 10. He's going to be fine against the Pats. He'll destroy our linebackers who can't cover anybody. Dak Prescott, this is probably the biggest news for you guys, so let us know if you have questions surrounding your Cowboys. It would be a surprise if he starts in Sunday Night Football. So we're going in with the expectation he's out, which obviously we saw the offense last year with Andy Dalton. It might even be worse now with Cooper Rush. Is that Cooper the guy's name?
Yeah.
Good fucking Lord. Like that pretty much tells you like, yeah, CeeDee Lamb's a stud. Sure, Cooper is too, but we saw what happens to these guys. Zeke went from like the running back 3 to the running back 30 or some craziness, like completely huge downgrade. The receivers similarly went, we had the tweet out about how bad of a downgrade this is. So you could play those guys given how good they are, and the Vikings aren't anything special on defense. I'd be really hesitant to put any Cowboys into my lineup if I have good enough options. Again, Zeke is tough to bench, as is Lamb, as is Cooper, but all of them have fallen at least 5 to 10 to 15 spots even in my rankings at this point. So let us know if you have questions on them. In terms of Dak, like you can't really put him in your lineup given it's a Sunday night game unless you somehow had Dak and Kirk Cousins. Maybe even Daniel Jones is sitting out there in your waiver wire.
Yeah, I was going to say Daniel Jones is probably the best streamer if you were waiting on it.
100%. I mean, he's my QB, I think 11 right now. He's facing the Chiefs. Awful defense. He's running all over the field. He's cheating every week. Daniel Jones really is not a bad streamer if you did want to try to get to Dak. He has been rostered in about half of leagues at this point. I think it's up to 40% right now. So there is a chance he's out there for you. Check that out if you're trying to wait for Dak. But otherwise, I think you'd have to get your other option in if he is not out there. Jerry Jeudy's expected to be active today after being activated from the IR. He did sit out Friday, so there isn't like 100% lock he's in. That way, you probably want him in your flex or something where you can have a little bit of flexibility should he not play. But the expectations he's going to go. He's facing a Washington football team, giving up the most points, 2 wide receivers. I'm locking him in my lineups if I have him, CJ. What are your thoughts on him coming off the IR?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote an article about him a few days ago. I'm all in on him. I'm playing him on DraftKings. If I had him in my leagues, I'd be playing him. Definitely, he's definitely a flex option. So I'm not afraid of anything with him.
No, get him on.
He's good to go.
This is one actually I'd ask you. This for Hills from the living room or in the bedroom right now. She has Tony versus Jerry Jeudy as a question. That one's tricky for me.
It is, but I don't know if I trust Tony yet, just because he did play through an injury and then he played like 3 snaps and he was out. Like he's another like sketchy thing, especially him playing Sunday night. If it was a 1 o'clock and we knew he was gonna be active at 11 or so, then I would. But I'm not waiting until 8 o'clock to see that he's inactive or whatever. So.
Yeah, Monday night. It does make it riskier. I have Jeudy in there for what it's worth. That's the recommendation I went with, at least over Tony. But he's such an explosive player. Why don't we cover those guys? Shepard and Tony are expected to be in. They both have logged limited practices throughout the week. We already know Barkley and Galladay. There's optimism early in the week they'd play. They're both now ruled out officially. So should those guys be in, Shepard and Tony, I think they're both smash plays. Chiefs defense, pathetic. They're going to need points too. And that offense, the Chiefs should rebound and create ideally a shootout scenario on Monday Night Football. Shepard has had 10-plus targets every game he's made it through. I expect that to be the case. But Tony also was the target hog the first week they played together, and they just got dinged. 5 targets, 3 catches on like Daniel Jones's first 7 attempts or something crazy like that. So I think both those guys are very much in play.
Yeah, so I have like Michael Carter or Shepard. Like, should I roll the dice and just go?
I'd go Shep. Yeah, I'd go Shep. And Carter is in play. We'll talk about him. I'll jump to that note. Tevin Coleman is out, and we saw last week Carter logged about 70% of the snaps. He had over 20 touches. And in particular, Mike White loves Pepper in the running backs. I think he had like 9 of his 14 passes ended up going to running backs last week. So there is some upside to Carter. I would still, though, CJ, I'd prefer Shepard myself. Is it full PPR, half? Like, what's the scoring?
Half.
Yeah, I would probably go Shepard. I have my doubts that the Jets will do literally anything on offense. You might get some volume, but I think it's going to be the worst possible volume with Carter. I don't think they'll sniff the end zone. I think the Bengals are going to destroy them on defense. So I'd go for Shepard there. That's my recommendation. I'm a little bit lower on Carter this week compared to the ECR. I just don't think any Jets are a good idea when you have Mike White at quarterback. So I get the narratives. A lot of people hyping him up. He is only 4,900 on DraftKings. I'd honestly play Samaje Perine, the backup of the Bengals, before I'd play Michael Carter or really anybody on the Jets. I actually like he's kind of my Hail Mary of the week, Perine. I talked about him on Thursday. I think he's going to be a smash play. 36 touches to the running back position the Jets have allowed. I think Mixon will do his damage. He'll have a great game and then some mop-up duty. So let us know if you're desperate. Samaje Perine's out there in about 80% of leagues. We'd be happy to take any sit starts on him. Just to rip through the last couple notes, Gibson's off the injury report. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, that suggests he's as healthy as he's been in weeks. I know this shin thing's not going to be going away, but he was limited throughout most weeks. He's been practicing in full this week. That's a bit encouraging to me. I bumped him up 4 to 5 spots in the rankings. It is a tough Denver run D. What are your thoughts on Gibson? Is he in your lineups where you have him?
No, I feel like it's like last week where even though he is off the injury report, it's still just so sketchy that they're on, I don't know if the other people's options, but I'd probably sit him if I could.
A good one I got was Gibson versus Javonte Williams for the Broncos on the other side of the ball. Like, where would you lean for that?
There, I'd probably go Gibson, I think.
Yeah. I have him at RB21. So, I mean, there are plenty of guys I'd go above him. There's plenty of guys that I would probably go Gibson over. Right around that, like, kind of Booker, the backup fill-in tier is where I have Gibson ranked, the Darrell Williams. I have those guys just ahead of him. So let me know if you guys have Gibson questions. It is sketchy, but at the end of the day, he's as good of a bet as anybody to also have a 2-touchdown day. He is the main goal line back, the short yardage guy. So as long as they keep that game close, and I don't think the Broncos are just going to blow them out and the doors out of the water as bad as that defense is, I think Gibson will stay involved, and a good bet for 60 yards, a touchdown or so, in my opinion. We're talking about the Giants. We'll move on to Collins. He's questionable but likely. The reason we put this up is, it should Collins be playing. He's getting the Jags. He's having 15, 16 touches across his last 2 games. So tons of volume in the easiest matchup he's had all year. Fire him up. I'd love to have him in my lineups today. Top 20 running back. For me, the other note with that is Carson, they said today, had no timetable to return. It's not that he's appeared any setbacks, but there's still some discomfort. So at this point, Collins is going to be the guy moving forward until we hear otherwise. Keep firing up, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on Alex Collins? I'm high on him because I have him, so I know I have a little bias.
Me too. I mean, I'm just kind of, if you're starting, kind of like he's always going to be in my lineups. I have him in 2 leagues. I'm starting both times. So
yeah, 16. I hate Geno Smith. I mean, this offense is horrible, and it couldn't be more predictable. Like it was so frustrating watching Collins last week just get shoved right into the middle. First down run, second down run, third down incomplete pass, 3 and out. Like it is painful, but maybe the Jags matchup will give him a little breathing room. Who knows? It's sketchy, but ultimately 16 to 20 touches at running back, you got to bank on. Certainly against the Jags, in my opinion. Keep those questions coming in on guys. 5 more things we want to quickly cover. Thumbs up button does help us continue to grow and be so appreciated as we get through the rest of these. We did want to touch on Deshaun Watson. It seems like there's no plans at this point. That's the latest Schefter report to trade him. The Panthers have said they're out at this point. Flores has publicly endorsed Tua as their starter the rest of the season. I still don't think that 100% rules out either team getting a trade in, but it doesn't seem like it's happening. And that at that point, we'll know for sure on Tuesday. That's the trade deadline. Should anything happen, we'll of course be live and covering it. But it seems like it's not going to happen at this point. So there's probably better ways if you need to drop him for your kicker at this point. Like that's kind of what I keep doing, is dropping my kicker, having Watson in there, and then I have to drop him again on Sunday. And I've been going through that cycle for the last couple of weeks here. It doesn't seem like it's happening at this point. But I thought I would start adding him, and I'm at this point. Your Wi-Fi is fritzing over there a little bit, CJ. What did you say?
I said I was smart adding him, but third quarterback on my bench.
I don't know. You're all over the place right now. Hold on. I'm going to remove you and add you back in. CJ's all over the place with the Wi-Fi.
You got me?
I can hear you, but it's really fizzy. I don't know if you're in like a weird spot, but for whatever reason, your video and everything's kind of like in and out right now. We'll continue on, but hopefully that will come back for the questions. It looks like it's clearing up right now, so we'll see. Jonnu Smith is questionable. He did travel with the team. Either way, we know this is the Hunter Henry tight end show at this point. He's got a touchdown in 4 straight weeks. They have that on lock. It's the revenge week for Hunter Henry. You're firing him up. You're not playing Smith either way, but should Smith be out, all the much better for Hunter Henry, who should be locked in the lineups anyways. T.Y. Hilton is questionable, but he did practice in full. He should be in. We'll probably know more before kickoff today. They'll announce that within the next half hour or so. So we'll give you the locked in. It would be a concern, a little bit at least, to Michael Pittman, who did see fewer targets, fewer yards, their only game together this year. I don't think that it's a 1-game sample, so I don't want to overreact and be like, oh, no, it's T.Y. Hilton. He's the clear number 1. But it can't be considered a positive either way for Pittman, whose volume does get a bit more sketchy. Carson Wentz does have 20-plus points in 2 of his last 3 games with all full weapons cabinet. He's definitely on the streaming radar, in my opinion, this week. My QB 14. So if you need a QB, let me know. He's out there in a lot of leagues, and I have Wentz above all but 12 quarterbacks. So he could be in lineups. Trey Lance is removed from the injury report. Doesn't mean he's playing. You can't really 100% play him. But there is the chance that Jimmy G gets benched. He looked horrible last week. I do think it's worth stashing Trey Lance if you have some, if you're holding on to Watson, I'd probably go for Lance at this point because we know he's at least going to touch the field at some point this year. It could be as early as this week if that benching happens. A great soft schedule to close the year out for the 49ers. I'd be stashing him if he's out there, and he's out there in about 80% of leagues. If I have the space, I want him on my team. Taysom Hill's going to keep being out, so Jameis gets that revenge game, more sure volume around the stripe. In terms of your Bucks, on the other side of the ball, Brown is going to be out. We've already seen what this does for Godwin and Evans, which is this targets bonanza, but Gronk is also expected to be back. There's optimism. He's a game-time decision, so he's not fully locked in. Should he play, though? He's my tight end 3 for the week. He had 2 touchdowns across his first 2 weeks, and he got hurt in week 3 in both games. Not 2 touchdowns total, like 4 total touchdowns. Was the tight end 1 in fantasy. Looks like he was reborn. I imagine that will still be the case if he comes right back out there. He's going to be right back into the red zone role. Would be a little bit of a ding to Evans, who's been catching just those 1-yarders like crazy, but still all your pass catchers for the Bucs are always in play, even if they're all healthy. Never mind when one gets removed like Antonio Brown. So big news for those guys. And Godwin's probably my favorite play of all of them. He's only 6,400 on DraftKings too. They're giving up, I believe, I was reading Scott Barrett's piece, like the 6th most to slot receivers, the lowest graded like quarterback is their slot. So I could see Godwin just having himself a field day today. Julio Jones is out. A.J. Brown looks fully back. We talked about that on the Monday show. Just wide receiver 1. No, not much more needs to be said there. He's going to destroy the Colts. The highest over-under on the main slate for DraftKings. Corey Davis is doubtful. We'd already talked about the Jets. Just don't play anyone. White's at QB. You weren't going to be playing him anyways. You shouldn't have been at least, but certainly have him out of the lineup. Your Browns are fully healthy. Well, not Hunt, but Chubb and Landry off the injury report. Baker Mayfield's back too. Chubb, smash play. My question with this is, do you think Dearness Johnson is still viable? What are your thoughts on that, CJ?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, if you're desperate and like you're in like a bye week situation or injury situation, I guess he's a decent streamer. But no, I would probably stay away from him. My perspective.
I've got a lot of questions about him. It certainly depends on your options. Let us know, guys, who your other options are. I don't hate him. I mean, the Kareem Hunt was the running back 5 in fantasy, and this guy can catch. So I could see him being viable. The matchup's not easy. It would be certainly easier to recommend if it was like Houston again or some crap team. Pittsburgh has given up the 4th fewest to running back. So it's not like it's a smash play, but I think he's viable. I'd rather have Collins, some of these guys we've already talked about, Booker, Darrell, the clear-cut lead backs. But I do think Dearness, especially Chubb's first game back, could be viable. He looked so damn good. I imagine they're going to keep him rolling for 12-ish touches, even once until Hunt's back at least. And then we got Ebron out. So I do think our local boy, Pat Freiermuth, is stream worthy. He's up to my tight end 17 in my rankings. He played his most snaps the last time out before the bye week. Certainly is trending the right way. Had a season high in catches, 5 yards, all that stuff. And now he can find the end zone again with no Ebron. I think he's definitely in play. Should you need a tight end streamer? Deshaun Jackson seeking a trade. Woo. What does it matter? Like, if you can't get it done with Stafford's cannon arm, I don't think he's going to get it done with anybody. And last and not least, Jalen Ramsey is questionable to play today. Obviously, that would help Brandon Cooks out a ton. Unfortunately, Tyrod's not playing in that game. Would have been even bigger for Brandon Cooks' value than Jalen Ramsey, but that's something to monitor. Stephon Gilmore has also been activated from the PUP, which could make life a little more difficult for Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, and co. We'll see how they use him if he's a true shadow, what his role will be, but that could make Carolina a little more appetizing as a defense today. That's all we got, Wolfpack. So now it is on to all your questions. Looks like we got a bunch already close to 50. Keep that thumbs up coming in. We've gotten 200 questions in the past. We want to make sure we get as many as possible. So that thumbs up does help us get out to more people. Feel free to share this out, drop it in any groups you're in. All that good stuff would be so appreciated. Let's get on to your questions, though, Wolfpack. That's why we know you're all here.
Yeah, D&D morning, boys. Would you flex Zach Moss or Emmanuel Sanders?
Oh, I love Sanders today. I mean, I like Moss, but give me Sanders all day. He hasn't had lower than 13 points across his last 4 weeks. He's got 2 20-pointers in those last 4 weeks. The ceiling's high. The floor is high. I love everything about him. The 3rd most points, I believe, allowed to wide receivers right now, Miami. Xavier does shadow number 1s. He hasn't been particularly good at that either, but Diggs should have a field day. I think Sanders has a field day as well. I like Moss. He's the 3rd most points to running backs as well. It's a bad defense, but give me Sanders all day in that one.
Ilias, Hurts or Stafford, a 4-point touchdown league?
Ooh, pretty good question there. I'd probably roll Stafford. It's my QB 4 and 5 right there. You got some great options there. You got Hurts facing Detroit. I mean, that's a huge ceiling, but there's no risk with Stafford in similar ceiling, whereas Hurts, like, there is going to be a game where he gets benched before the end and Minshew comes in.
Yeah, do you think he's going to start the rest of the season? I know Minshew sucks, but it's like Hurts is not good.
No, he's not. He's a bad real-life QB. Awesome fantasy QB, particularly in the 4th quarter. But if you don't get that 4th quarter action, it's going to be bad. So I don't think so, CJ. I don't think he's going to last the season. There's rumblings. They do want to get a look at what Minshew does and what it does for the offense, which I think will be great for, Devonta Smith and Goddard and the pass catchers. Obviously, fantasy-wise, Hurts is way more valuable as a QB. I think he's going to get benched eventually. I don't think it will be this week. It's Detroit. Like, they should steamroll, and he's a good play. But I'd rather have Stafford. There's just no risk, and the ceilings are similar there. So I'd go Stafford. Do you think you'd agree with that?
Yeah, I'm Stafford through and through. He's on all my teams.
So damn
I love
good.
him.
Yeah.
Falanini, should I put Marvin Jones, Booker, Waddle in my flex?
Well, that's a pretty good one right there. I think I'm leaning Booker. Monday Night Football, featured workload for the back. That's where I go. He's my 23rd ranked running back. I feel pretty good about him. If you wanted to go wide receiver, I don't hate Marvin Jones at all this week. My wide receiver 27. I prefer him to Waddle while getting that tough matchup against a Buffalo team letting the fewest points to wide receivers. I'd go Booker, and then if you really want the receiver, you could go Jones, but I prefer Booker myself. We just answered that.
Jeremiah, Danny Dimes, or Teddy?
I go Danny Dimes there. Good matchup for both of them, but I prefer Danny Dimes. She's shown in the past far more upside there. Teddy does get a Washington team that's given up the most points to QBs, most passing yards, most points per game, all that good stuff. But his arm looked kind of cooked the last game out against Cleveland on Thursday night. I don't know. It didn't look great. So I'd prefer Danny Dimes with his weapons coming back this week.
Jeff Lee, half PPR running backs, Bolden, Piran, or David Johnson?
That's a pretty interesting one. So we'll hit that first before these wide receivers. I think I really like Piran this week against the Jets. I'm also very intrigued what David Johnson's role will be with no Mark Ingram. They're certainly going to need to play catch up against the Rams here, and he's their PPR back, and already he's going to see more volume. I sneaky love David Johnson at 4,200 on DraftKings. I'd probably go Piran, though, in a season-long league just to kind of wait and see what his role is. He's looked bad. I mean, 3.9 yards per kill, has not looked anything special. Whereas Piran, we know we're probably going to get some mop-up 10-ish touches. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that running back question? It's not Bolden for me, at least. That's what
I mean. Is this just like zero RB? His receivers are absolutely stacked, and his running backs suck.
Right, exactly.
I think David Johnson here.
You like David Johnson?
Yeah. I think he'll get receptions.
CJ, your internet. What the hell is happening over there? I don't know if you got to go to a new room or something.
Bars or no?
I don't know. I don't know if let us know in the chat if CJ's coming through okay for you guys, because it's definitely blurry for me. Maybe it's on my end, but you keep going. You said David Johnson, and then kind of like robot voice happened. So,
you got me now?
Now I got you clean. Yeah, now It's coming through nice.
Yeah, no, I think David Johnson's gonna get like 5 to 6 receptions. I feel more comfortable with he's gonna handle the load than anyone else. Bolden, no. Piran, but it's not guaranteed with Piran.
Right, exactly. I do think, again, 36 touches allowed by the running back, 2 running backs by the Jets, the most points allowed. I think Piran's getting in the end zone, having himself a day. Johnson is certainly more guaranteed to see 12 to 15 touches. So I get that. I go Piran, CJ goes David Johnson. Let us know who you pick. And then for these wide receivers, I mean, damn, I'd be benching Ridley. There's five here. So Ridley's a bench, and then I think I go Godwin, Chase, and Kupp. You can't bench Kupp and Chase.
That's what I was looking at, yeah.
And Jefferson gets the Diggs treatment tonight. I think he's the riskiest of those guys. So I'd go Godwin, Chase, Kupp, and then I go Piran. CJ goes David Johnson. You said you agree with that, benching Jefferson and Ridley?
Yep, I'm with you there.
There we go, Jeff Lee. Thanks for always being at the show. Consistent supporter. We appreciate it.
Tunes, Herbert, Hurts, or Stafford? He's leading Hurts, but
I'm leaning Stafford, actually, as we talked about with somebody else there. There's just no risk to him. The only risk would be they've destroyed them so much he gets benched in the 4th, but good chance he has a lot of points at that point, should they be up that big. So I go Stafford. There is, unless you're the underdog and want the upside, Hurts does have a little bit more ceiling, but I'm going to go Stafford myself, and we talked about that already.
William G, Chargers or 49ers, D?
I think I prefer the 49ers facing the Bears. They're just so bad. They're just horrendous. There's nothing
no Nagy this week?
Probably a net positive for sure. I'll be firing up Herbert. I think that he'll get the featured workload. But yeah, I'm going to go 49ers there.
Evan Bus, week 8.
We've made it, Evan Bus. Week 8 indeed, baby. Let's go.
Joel Abutin, Mitchell, or Gaskin in the flex?
I got to go Mitchell. I know the Malcolm Brown injury does make Gaskin a little more appealing, but that's a tough Buffalo team. I love Eli Mitchell. He looked phenomenal last week out.
Bruce K, start 2, PPR, Tony, Lockett, Waddle, Mike Carter.
I got to go. I think that's tough.
I'm so off Lockett.
I am too, but these options I don't really love either. I like Tony the most. I would just say Tony's my favorite here. I guess Waddle. I'm worried about the Buffalo matchup here, though. And then Carter, I've already talked about. I don't love. I know you're not opposed to him, CJ. I don't know. Tony's the only one I feel great about. I would probably go Tony Waddle myself. What do you think, CJ?
I think I'm going to Mike Carter. I know it might be a little owner bias, but I feel like he could get the couple of receptions, like probably 5 receptions, and I feel comfortable with his workload today.
Full PPR wise, too. I mean, even if they don't, I'm worried about him not finding the end zone. But it is true, as we were saying, Mike White, over half his passes went to running backs when he took over. So there could be some dump off upside there. And I don't love any of the receivers other than Tony here. Yeah, I guess I can see that. I don't know. I think I go Tony. I might even roll the dice on Lockett just with these options, but that's a dice roll. It's certainly a dice roll. I have him ranked Lockett 34, Waddle 33. Carter's my running back like 29. It's ugly. But I would personally go Tony and Waddle, I guess. We'll see. And thanks again, guys, for all being here. We got 40 of you live so far. That's awesome. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button to continue to help us grow, getting out to more people. Drop us in some share groups. Bring in some friends that you're not facing. Would mean the world. And we should be able to get to every question as we always do. But if you want to make sure you get an in-depth answer, or you just want to support the site, so many of you guys have been popping onto the streams and just giving us like $5 and be like, hey, we just love you. That's awesome. It means the world, and it continues to help us grow. So thank you so much. That's the super chat function on YouTube. It's a great way to make sure we'll jump right to your answer over all the other questions, and it supports the show. So, it's greatly appreciated should you want to feel compelled for that.
Danny Jennings, good morning, gents. Are we still rolling with Jeudy or go with Callaway or Landry?
I'm going Jeudy, baby. I'm all in on Jeudy today. And should he sit, you have Callaway as like a backup plan, but I think Jeudy has as much upside as anybody on this slate. For easiest matchup for receivers, first game back. Last time out there in a half, he had 7 targets, 6 catches, 72 yards. Like he looks like he's ready to be the next great receiver. Ankle injury has stalled that, but I have no doubt he just picks up right where he left off. That's my plan.
William G, Flex, Gibson, Sutton, or Chenault? Half PPR.
Good question, William. I would go Sutton. I love the matchup. Chenault's not even in the question for me. I love the matchup though. As much as I like Jeudy, Sutton's still the main guy. He's been playing every week. He's leading the league in air yards, big play threat against the team giving up the most big plays. Oh yeah, I love it.
Tim Gray, Morning Boy, Superflex, Tua, Jimmy G. Thanks, always a pleasure.
I would have to go Tua. It's a horrible matchup for him. I don't love it, but I mean,
so I have that exact same situation in our Roto Street League, and I went with Jimmy G. Well, it's my Superflex. It's whatever, but
I would go Tua. So you go Jimmy G. What's your logic for going Jimmy G over Tua?
Matchup wise, I just think it's a better matchup. I mean, I'm just trying to get maybe 2 touchdown passes, and I just feel like Jimmy G could do that.
Yeah, he could. Oh,
I mean, they both suck.
They both. Yeah, the Bears do suck on defense. I would go to it. I know it's a tough matchup, but at least I mean, the Bills have put up 31 points or more in 6 straight games against the Dolphins. So that's a crazy stat. And they're going to at least need to be chasing some points. Tua's going to probably have a couple picks, probably be hideous for a bit, but I think late time garbage, you could get some value out of him. That's where I would go at least.
Austin Firster, start JD McClipstick or David the Old Johnson.
That's a pretty good one. I actually, where did I rank David Johnson? Because the more I think about him, I do think he could have himself a pretty good day this week as like the main feature guy. I have him at running back 37 and McKissick at 31, but I think I'm going to change that and bump David Johnson up a bit. I have a good feeling about him for some reason. I think he's going to be in the Millie Macon lineup, 4,200. I would go for the workload of David the Old Johnson, especially with Gibson practicing in full. Where do you lean with that one, given how good McKissick's been?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with DJ this week. I'm on the DJ train, so I'm sticking with him this week.
All righty, folks. We're aboard the DJ train. I'm adjusting my rankings to reflect it. I don't want to give advice that my rankings on the site don't show.
One could say you actually set our website off with your original article about him.
The first over article we ever wrote was David Johnson, 2016, deserves consideration at number 2 overall. That was the year where everyone was going Antonio Brown first, and they should have been. But then we said David Johnson, who was ranked like at 12. We were like, he's our second overall. Yeah, that kind of launched us. That was pretty sweet. So let's go back to the well. Let's go to our guy, David Johnson here. I'm just adjusting the rankings. Let me I'll do that while I continue to answer questions.
Aladdin is asking, Tannehill or Matty Ice?
I like Tannehill this week. It seems like A.J. Brown's officially back, and that really does wonders for him. I know the volume isn't amazing given Derrick Henry back there, whoever that guy might be. He's fantastic. And we know that's going to limit the ceiling somewhat, but I think Tannehill's cooking. And I read a good article over at fantasypoints.com, one of my favorite sites. They talked about the shell coverages and all that. They go very in depth if that's what you guys are into. But Tannehill destroys the sum of it was Tannehill destroys the defense that the Colts run. He actually had a season high against them in week 2 when he had nobody to throw to. So now with A.J. Brown back, I think it's going to be a nice showing for Tannehill. So I'd go him.
Oh, yikes. Calvin Ridley is out.
Ridley's out?
Yeah, personal matter. That's great.
Oh, God. That's no good.
Yikes.
All right. Calvin Ridley's out for a personal matter. So that just came through?
Yeah, just got the Schefter tweet about it.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, so let me I'm going to make a quick banner. We got to discuss this, and then we'll get right back to your questions.
I had such a loaded receiving core, but I had Devontae Adams and Ridley this week.
Oh, God. That's painful. So Calvin Ridley, guys, is out for a personal matter. Let me just adjust the rankings now. Kyle Pitts is already a smash play at tight end. I had him, I think, at tight end 2, just because that's one. As soon as the talent's been flashed, it's easy to believe. Yeah, he's already tight end 2. I can't bump him ahead of Kelsey, but just all the more reason to love him. And then from there, I mean, I think I like the Panthers defense a whole lot more without Ridley there. Who do they have it with? Like a lot more Patterson. We'll see who I'm already very high on. I had Patterson at wide receiver 18. I'm going to probably bump him up even ahead of but I don't want to bump him ahead of Thielen and Sutton. So yeah, I don't know if this is going to change a whole lot in the rankings other than you just got to get Ridley out of lineups. So let me just find Ridley. He was my wide receiver 19. I am going to bump up Gage just a little bit, who did have a big game the other night. So I had him at 59. I'm going to bump him ahead of Allen Robinson and Tim Patrick. Right near the Khalif Raymond, one of my favorite streams of the week.
Jamal Williams is also out, so it's a smash spot for Swift.
Jamal Williams is out? Yeah. Holy shit. Damn, some big news breaking on the show today. So Jamal, yeah, absolutely. It already was a smash spot for Smith, but that's going to change my DFS lineups a bit. Swift already smash spot. So, wow. Alrighty. So I had Swift at RB7. He is now, I'm going to bump him up ahead of Jonathan Taylor, maybe even ahead of Kamara at this point. Philly's given up the 5th most points to running backs. Even if you adjust for schedule, it's even better. So he is just a smash play right up there in the leaders of fantasy points per touch. Yeah, you already had Swift locked in your lineups, but just wanted to get him out there. So Jamal Williams is out. A lot of you guys do ask questions about running backs, and he was a semi-viable stream today, given how bad the Eagles are. So a couple big ones there. Swift in a smash spot. I wonder, who's the next man up behind Jamal Williams at running back there?
Isn't it that like white bruiser that they have? Don't they have some like white fullback looking guy?
Probably, yeah. I feel like that's always the third string back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it probably won't matter either way. So intriguing there. You got to imagine Swift, who already was projected to be one of the highest owned guys on DraftKings, he's just going to be in everybody's lineup at this point. So it might even become chalk to fade at that point. Well, we'll see. But some big news there again. Calvin Ridley out. I'm going to also downgrade Matt Ryan below Teddy Bridgewater. Hell, I think I'm even going to put him below Taylor Heineke. I don't know. That offense has been cooking, and they were fine without him in London a couple weeks ago, so maybe not that low. Seattle, Trevor Lawrence. I'll go Bridgewater. I'll bump him below Bridgewater, but that's it because they have been cooking pretty well. So we will see. But I did bump up Carolina defense as well.
Are you going to be on Olamide Zacchaeus?
No, Zacchaeus. Yeah, whatever that guy's name is. No, I think Russell Gage could potentially step up, but that's it. So more work for Patterson. I thought I took out Calvin Ridley. What? That was the whole reason I just did that rankings update. Why is it not? I don't know. So we were at Tannehill, Matty Ice, I believe. And then we had a super chat from India. So I got to find that too. Where did that go? There it is. So we'll do this first. Wolfie, please read. Murray, you thick-necked coward. I hope you spend your whole Sunday helping your brother-in-law move. Go Clams. Well, we could also do super chats for that. I'll read it one more time for you thick-necked coward, Murray. I do hope you're spending that whole Sunday moving. That sucks. Your brother-in-law, too. I hope he's a tool and you have to move with him all day. That sucks, Murray. All day, go Clams, baby. Love you, D'Andia. Thanks for supporting the site. We appreciate it. Good use of your super chat for sure. Let me now scroll back up to where we were. Wow, we got a lot of questions, so we'll make sure to hit it. Sorry for that detour, guys. That was just some pretty big breaking news, of course, to have. Again, Calvin Ridley's out. Jamal Williams is out. That's going to change a lot in terms of DFS and in terms of your season-long lineups. So we wanted to make sure to cover that. It says I have Ridley in, but where the hell is he? Ridley. No, I took him out. All right, I'm just going to publish these just to make sure I don't get dinged in my the rankings competition. I had my best week of the season last week, actually. Didn't crack the top 10 like last year, but we're climbing. We're getting there. It's been a tough year in terms of that stuff.
We're at Haggerty at 11:03.
All righty. Where it says Danny B.
No, up about 4 spots.
All right.
Yeah, we're at Ryan Higgs, Jarvis Landry, Marquez, Kadarius, Jacoby, Gainwell, Javonte. Need 2 receivers and a flex.
I'm going to go Kadarius as my favorite receiver here. And then for the flex.
Two receivers and a flex.
Okay. I'll go Kadarius and Landry as my favorite 2 receivers. What do you think of that, CJ? Do you like that, or do you prefer Jacoby? I know you've always liked Jacoby. Is this PPR? Like, what's the scoring, Hags? You know
I want to say that he is full PPR. But
gotcha.
I think he's full PPR.
Yeah, let's go Tony. Let's go Landry. And then flex-wise, I think I'd fire up Gainwell today against Detroit. What are your thoughts on those picks, CJ?
Yeah, I can't argue there. I'm on that. Jacoby would be my only maybe, but I'm into Landry and Kadarius too.
Yeah, I like Landry a lot. 8 targets his first game back. Now he gets Baker back. I'm a big fan of him.
William G. again. Start Gainwell or Gibson, half PPR.
That's a tough one. I have him neck and neck in my rankings. Literally the 1-2, 21, 22. I think I'd go Gibson, but I get the appeal of Gainwell. I'm a little nervous because, Sanders, everyone's assuming Gainwell's a smash. And, he could and should, but he's got the same role all of us were pulling our hair out for Sanders. Right when he came in, Boston Scott out-carried him. It's not going to be like Gainwell just 3 down back. And did they activate Jordan Howard? I know there was rumblings they were thinking about it. Do you know anything?
I haven't seen anything right now. Raptree just tweeted Odell Beckham's in, T.Y. Hilton's in, Jamal Williams out, Corey Davis out. That's the only thing we got right now.
Just Williams. I'm just going to put the time at 11.
I haven't seen anything else.
All righty. So, yeah, we'll check for Jordan Howard because that is sneaky big, vulture territory there. I'd go Gibson.
He has the most disgusting stat lines. It'll be 4 carries, 3 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, averaging under a yard per carry type of crap. It's bad. But he'll vulture in. I think Gainwell's not nearly the smash I think a lot of people think he is. He could easily get in the end zone. He has had a nose for the end zone this year, but I think Scott's going to be just as involved as a runner. Howard could get in the goal line action. I'm going to go Gibson here. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah, I'm feeling Gibson myself. I agree. Boston Scott's a good running back. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand why they just hated him so much this year, but he's actually pretty good. I think he he outcarried Gainwell last week. I could definitely see equal touches there.
He had all the carries inside the 10 too. For whatever reason, they don't use Gainwell as a runner in there. They use him as a receiver often in the red zone, but not as a runner. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah. And again, guys, if you were late to the show, Kyle Ridley and Jamal Williams also now out as surprise outs. So just throwing that out there. We have 46 in here live. Get us that thumbs up, guys. It would mean the world. And we'd really appreciate the help continuing to grow Wolf back. Only at 16 likes. Come on, get that on up. I don't know what we're at YouTube, but we appreciate the show. I mean, we appreciate you guys being here for the show and seeking out our opinion. Please give us that thumbs up, though. Help us grow.
JT moving Myers or Gibson at the flex. And also Devonta Smith or Pittman at the flex.
I prefer Pittman over Devonta, and then I would go Gibson over. I'm guessing that's Jacoby Myers. I would go Gibson over him.
Aladdin, pick 2 of these, half PPR, Singletary, David Johnson, Scott, Penny, Bolden.
We're in some tough times, Aladdin. I'm going to go David Johnson as my favorite. And then I think Boston Scott as a decent end zone bet. I want nothing to do with the Bills, backfield outside of Moss. Penny looked horrible. Bolden could get some garbage time work again and just the dink and dunk, the clear-cut receiving worker. But we don't know if Stevenson's going to be active. We'll see. So, yeah, I'm going to go Boston Scott there.
Ryan Haggs, Danny Big D Dimes Jones better have his big boy pants on this week because Dak has weak jeans.
Yeah, good backup plan. That's a solid backup plan for sure.
Danny Jennings, I got my answer. They said Jeudy will have no limits today. I'm rolling Jeudy.
Sweet. Who tweeted that out? That's awesome to know.
No idea.
No idea. Danny, let us know the source, but that's awesome.
That smells like a rap sheet tweet.
It does, yeah. That was kind of the expectation after, he could have been activated last week. They wanted to get him through a few full practices, and he did throughout the week. Oh, yeah, Judy's all the way in. Absolutely.
CJ Johnson, already. Half PPR, Herbert, Lockett, Patrick, Singletary.
I like continuing to roll Herbert. I mean, that train has been unstoppable. He's got 100 yards in back-to-back weeks, including against a Bucs team that hadn't allowed one since 2018. There's only 3 running backs to do that, and he's one of them. I'm going to keep that train rolling, baby. I think he's a great bet for another 100 yards, potentially find the end zone. Like, just ride the gravy train until it stops giving, and I think it's going to continue to give this week.
Bruiser Brody, Waddle or Devontae?
Bruiser Brody.
or Devontae Williams, flex, full PPR.
Who's Devonta Williams?
I have no idea.
I'm guessing he meant Darrell Williams, maybe? If it's the guy on the Chiefs, Bruiser Brody, I would go him. I don't know who who this other player would be. Guess is Darrell Williams, and that's who I would go.
I know. I thought my brain just stopped there. I had no idea what he was talking about. Shades, standard scoring, need 2 of these. Higgins, Woods, or Jew?
I don't know who Jew is. So, I'm guessing. My guess is Jeudy. So if it's Jeudy, yeah, get these questions fixed up, guys. I would go Woods and Jeudy if that's who it is. I don't know who else it would be. Juju Smith-Schuster's out now. He's been out for a while. So I'm guessing it's Woods and Jeudy. And if it is Woods and Jeudy, I'm going Woods and Jeudy. I like Higgins. I don't love him, though.
TJ Johnson, my crazy considering Cousins over Herbert. Patriots even sucks.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I mean, Herbert did crap his pants the last time facing the Pats, but this is a different defense. This is a different Herbert. I would go Herbert, but it's not insane. I think I actually have them 8 and 9, if I'm not mistaken. Like if you
Keenan Allen's gonna eat today.
Yeah, I do. I have him 7 and 8 now that I look at it. But I do have Herbert in a tier above him. I do think Allen's gonna smash us. I would go Herbert as I rank them, but it's not insane. And as always, as we always tell you guys, at the end of the day, trust your gut. Like you always want to die on your own sword. If you have this gut feeling Cousins going 4 touchdowns tonight, and he sure could. Dallas is not good. The 3rd most points allowed to QBs. Like the matchup's better for Cousins, but I prefer Herbert. Like that's where I would roll, but it's not crazy. It's not as crazy as it sounds.
Seamus, DJ, Gibson, or Chenault at the flex.
There's a couple DJs. Is it David Johnson? Is it Deontay Johnson? Is it Dearness Johnson?
I'm guessing David Johnson. I have no idea.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's actually Dearness Johnson. I'd go for Gibson here. Over those other guys. And we love you right back, Seamus. Thank you. Much appreciated, baby.
Apex, yo, what's up, guys? Happy Halloween. All right, I need you guys to pick 2 for me to start out of Darrell Williams, Chuba, Antonio Gibson, Damian Harris, full PPR.
Damn, some good options here. A lot of people would kill for that type of running back depth. I'm leaning Chuba against Atlanta. Good matchup for him. Every down back, like more receiving upside than pretty much the rest of this crew. That gets tough after that. Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like after, I mean, Chuba's not even locked. So let me look at the rankings. I have Chuba 18.
I was gonna say
Darryl
Damian
20.
Harris and Chuba.
Yeah, I have Harris at 16. I know full PPR it's not as strong for Harris, but that's the way you can beat the Chargers. They're giving up the 5th most points to running backs. They're going to feed this guy. I'd go Harris and Chuba. Yeah, that's what you're thinking too?
Yeah, I'm going Harris, Chuba.
Nice.
Creo, Southpaw, CD, or Damian Harris?
I'd probably go Harris with Cooper Rush likely at QB Creo. I'd go Harris.
Sarah Riley, half PPR, Mike Evans, Jeudy, or Herbert?
Oh, good questions. It's tough to bench Evans with no Antonio Brown. He is getting Lattimore, though, and I know that lately Lattimore has been getting the better of the matchups. And Herbert's been just absolutely rolling. I think I still go Evans, but Herbert has to at least be considered. What are your thoughts, CJ?
I mean, namesake, I go Evans, but he always gets dominated by Lattimore.
He does.
That's why I think Godwin's a smash spot today. But I mean, I could see also like a 3-yard touchdown, one of those to Evans. So.
Yeah, and I don't know. There have been some weeks like he's had a couple like 140 and 2 touchdown days against Lattimore too. It's not like it's been completely erased every time. Lattimore's gotten the better of him for like 3 to 4 straight years.
There'll be at least like one punch thrown. It's like they fucking
right. That's the risk, right? You get ejected, like type of shit. There is risk there. I don't know. Call it owner bias. I have a feeling Evans is going to everyone's been blowing out about how Lattimore takes him out and all that stuff. I think this is going to be one where Evans comes with the chin strap on, ready to just destroy Lattimore.
And Brady always makes like an effort with people like that, where it's like, oh, this huge matchup. He'll give him like 12 targets.
Exactly right. Like first drive, he's going to pepper him and just kind of like bury Lattimore early and get that rolling. Brady loves the psychology in that type of situation. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm going Evans here. I do really like Herbert though, so let us know who you're starting at running back ahead of him. But and as we said, Judy's like a lineup lock for most. Not in this situation. You have really good options. Last night you had Jeudy, but I would go Evans here, just a smidge over Herbert.
Fraser McDonald, how we doing, gents? Jeudy, Javonta, or Keenan Allen?
I would go Keenan Allen for sure. Yeah. I love you, Fraser from Scotland over there. Good to see you. Early morning.
Hey, top of the morning.
I have no idea what time. It could be night there. I have no idea if it's
6 hours.
6 hours or okay, yeah. So yeah, top of the morning indeed. Keenan Allen is my play there. Let's get to 8-0, baby. I love to hear that, Frazier.
Pringle, I'm rocking with Michael Pittman in my lineup over Amari Cooper today. Cooper's last couple of games been underwhelming with Dak, so I can't imagine how he'll be without him.
Exactly. I bumped. I have that in my rankings as well. So my rankings support that, Pringle. I bumped Cooper down to wide receiver 24, which still feels too high. I have him above Jeudy. No, thank you. So I'm gonna have to continue to adjust these rankings. This is one where I might have to get off a little early today because there's a lot of news.
We need. There's a ton of questions too. We need to.
We'll keep on rolling.
Dane Dwyer started Wentz over Herbert. Nope.
No. I like Wentz. 20 points in 2 of his last 3 games, but not over Herbert. No way.
DJ Johnson, full PPR, Osborne or Patrick?
I'm a little bit nervous about Patrick with the other guys back, but I mean, Osborne's nothing special. So I'd go Patrick in that case, but I don't love either option there.
Pringle, Darrell Williams or Damian Harris, full PPR?
I would go Damian Harris. It's close, but a lot less risk to him, in my opinion, than Darrell.
Danny Jennings, Carter, Gainwell. I'm afraid of Howard taking his carries. He's the Eagles fan, so you should know. But.
Yeah, you know the situation there. I would go Gainwell. I am nervous of Howard taking some carries. I'm nervous of Boston Scott taking some carries, but I also know they're facing Detroit, giving up the 4th most points to running backs. There should be tons of volume either way. I'm not into Carter this week. I'm nervous about Mike White being the QB. He might get peppered. He did get peppered last week when Mike White came in. So there is that, but I would go Gainwell, no doubt there for me.
John Schuler, Waddle, or Marvin Jones?
I like I prefer Marvin Jones there. I like the matchup for Jones, and he's kind of cooking these days. I'll go Jones.
Fatty, happy Sunday, fellas. I need a wide receiver 2 and.
All righty. Okay. Hopefully you got a question down there later. We'll hopefully find it.
Mike Clay, Flex Bolden or David Johnson? I'm going DJ.
I'm going DJ there too. Yeah, I'm into DJ. I bumped him up to my running back 32 for the week. We're rolling it, baby.
India, would you rather play Cooks or TY over Gibson?
I don't think so. Maybe Cooks, but now Davis Mills is back at QB. I wish I knew if Ramsey's active or not, because that could change things for Cooks. But I'm probably rolling Gibson there, India.
Mike Clay, Collins, or Pirine?
I'm gonna go Collins there. 20-ish guaranteed touches against the Jags. I like Pirine and I like the philosophy behind it. I think he's gonna be a great Hail Mary, but Collins is a much safer option.
Campanelli just left Warwick, Rhode Island early this morning to get back to Jersey so he can watch the show.
Love it,
need some help. Standard, need a quarterback, pick one of these. Baker, Fields, Goff.
Oh boy. that is not good. I'd probably go Baker of these options, just the best offense. I don't know. How would you rank these QBs? I think it's Baker for me.
I'm off the Chicago bias. I'm done with Fields right now, so I'm going Baker.
Yeah, let's go Baker. Goff started the year pretty hot, but we haven't seen much in a while there. So yeah, let's go Baker there.
Face 055. I'm against Cup, Chase Taylor, Najee, Mike Williams, and J-Rob. He's fucked. I already had Nuke, only dropped 6. I'm pretty fucked. Yes, he is.
You're here to confess you're pretty fucked indeed. You're not in a great spot. But the joy of fantasy is anything can happen. Someone could have a 30-point day for you in your lineup, and you're right back into the swing of things. So we'll see. Don't count yourself out yet.
Les Henderson, would you play Jeudy over Claypool?
Jeudy, you mean, right? And yes, I would play Jeudy over Claypool. Yes.
Official McLovin, Jeudy or Mitchell? Full PPR.
Full PPR does change it because Mitchell doesn't see any catches. Hasty comes in for all of those. That's tough. I would probably lean. I'm going to go Mitchell still, even with the full PPR. But that's tricky. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I usually go starting running backs in that situation.
Yeah,
so the guaranteed touches are just I can't. I always I'm always a volume guy, so it's I can't give the touches.
Jeudy might have like 10 catches today though. Fuck, that's a tough one. I lean Mitchell, but it's really really slight. That's very slight.
Campanelli, full PPR, LaVisca, or Robert Woods.
I like Woods way more than LaVisca. I have no interest in LaVisca right now.
New life. What are the chances of Gronk playing today? I have Gesicki. I'm torn between the two.
There's a very good chance. They're optimistic Gronk's playing. He practiced all week. He's my tight end 3. I would have Gronk in there. I guess what it comes down to is if Gronk doesn't play, who becomes your backup plan? Because Gesicki is a great option. He's my tight end 5, and you might want to just side with getting in your safe option, get him in there. But overall, if we know he's playing and we don't, but they're optimistic, I would be going Gronk.
CJay streaming from a Game Boy.
Seems about right. Yeah, the Wi-Fi connection, horrendous.
Mike Clay, new reports this morning that Dak looking and feeling good. Ultimately comes down to pregame warmups. I don't know. This week McCarthy seemed like Dak was out. Just like what he was saying, like we want to keep him fresh for the season. Like the playoffs are more important than just 1 week.
Yeah, I think he's sitting. I don't know who reported that, Mike Clay. When you guys, it's so appreciated when you guys come in with like this news. You're full go for Jerry Jeudy. Dak comes on to pregame warm. Just let us know who said it too, so we can kind of give them credit. We know you're the ESPN insider, so it might be just coming from you, Mike Clay. But still,
Chance Frazier, Fournette, or Damian Harris.
Gotta go Fournette. I mean, he's been rolling, and yeah, it's a pretty tough matchup. New Orleans is a good run D, but as good of a bet as any running back to find the end zone. I do think, Harris, I have these guys running back 13 and running back 15. So it is close, but I'm going to go Fournette there. What do you think?
I love Damian Harris this week, but yeah, I agree with you, Fournette, in this situation.
Yeah, 15 and 17 in my rankings there. So very, very close, but Fournette for me.
Ben Dwyer, T.Y. or Pirine?
2 of my favorite streams of the week. I think I'm going to go Pirine, though, just pounding them in garbage time. T.Y. does get a Titans team giving up the most points to receivers, and last time he was out there, 80 yards, led the team in targets. Good play, but I'm going to go Pirine.
Jeff Lee, Trey Lance, or Tyrod?
Yeah, Tyrod is my guess. I'm going to go Trey Lance there. Tyrod is actually, who's the one? Charlie Menelakis in my DMs talking about this one. Tyrod's one of the only 5 QBs to average 20 fantasy points per game this year, which is crazy. He could have had even more against Cleveland before going down. But I still think Lance down the stretch is going to have a field day. So we'll see. But I go Trey Lance there.
Mike Clay, I have Dak in my league with limited bench, so I have to be really intentionally with my moves. I have Tua, but I want to draw him for Bateman. Do I play it safe and run Bridgewater or Wentz?
I would be starting Wentz today. That's where I would go. I'd play that safe. Unless Daniel Jones is out there and you could maybe snatch him and start him on Monday night, I wouldn't be waiting this one out. I'd be going Wentz.
Charlie Preble, Julio's a landmine. He sucks.
Julio sucks. We were never into him, and certainly not now. But yeah, he sucks.
Mitch Chavez, what's up? Good luck from Mitch Chavez.
Mitch Chavez, the nicest human in the world. Thank you, Mitch. What up to you? Good to see you, brother.
Mike Duty, Javonte Williams, or T.Y. for the flex?
I'm going Javonte. Catching that touchdown last week. He's tied with Jonathan Taylor with the most 30-plus yard runs this year, and he's getting such limited work. They got to turn the keys over at some point. I love Javonte. CJ, did you freeze on us over there? A frozen, creepy face right now. Need a wide receiver and a flex out of CD, T. Higgins, D. Booker, Russell Gage, Marvin Jones, or your Hail Mary of P. Ryan. I would still play CD. I mean, I get that the nerves of Cooper Rush being there. This is tough. I'd probably go CD and D. Booker of these guys. That's where I'm leaning today. Good luck, Tunes. You with us, CJ? You back?
Yeah, I'm there. It makes no sense because I'm 5 bars or not. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. It's not coming in clean.
We also did have we had a payment from Mitch Chavez that says Jamal Williams for $2.
Oh yeah, thank you, Mitch. Using the super chat to help us break news, even better. You guys are the best. Thank you for supporting the site, Mitch Chavez. Greatly appreciated. And if you want, it does seem like we have a shitload of questions today, so we should get through everything. We often do, but if you want a guaranteed answer, guys, that super chat function will make sure to prioritize those, give you a good, full, in-depth answer for any super chats. And if you just want to support the site, like Mitch said, we would greatly appreciate that. And right on cue, Mike Duty. Thanks for the advice, Wolf and CJ. So you could also just say thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for being here, Mike. We greatly appreciate it for sure. So you can use it to thank us as well. Awesome. I don't even know how to put it just says it at the top there, but thank you again, Mike. Much appreciated for sure. Oh, there it is. Perfect. All right, let me find our spot. Where were we? We left off with Tunes. There we are. Thumbs up for these boys, said Mike Duty. Thanks again, brother. Thanks again for the support and the site with the super chat. Much appreciated.
Charlie Preble, CD with Dak. The Dak issue or Manny Sanders?
I'd go Manny Sanders. I love Sanders today, and I'm just nervous about the QB situation. So, yeah, I bumped CD down to wide receiver 22, and Sanders is now up to my wide receiver 20 for the week, Charlie Prebs.
Shellhammer, Sterling Shep or Zach Moss?
That's a fullback name if I've ever heard one. Steve Shellhammer, up the gut on the fullback belly. I would prefer – well, this is, again, one where scoring does matter. Standard league, it'd be Moss for the better touchdown chance, but I like Shepard a lot. Number one receiver there every time he's been out there, 10-plus targets. I'm going to go Shepard, assuming there's some sort of reception points.
Evan Bust, you like
CJ, you're fucking killing me. I'm removing you for a second and let your Wi-Fi get back up here. I like Cordarrelle pretty much over like everybody that he's ever in questions with. I love Cordarrelle. So give me Cordarrelle there for sure. Hudbat, Ridley versus Carolina or Jeudy? Well, Ridley's not playing anymore. He's a surprise inactive for personal reasons. So we will see. Let me see if you're working over there again, CJ.
I don't understand.
Do you have like another room you can go to, like somewhere different? Because whatever's happening in that room is not working well.
I don't get it. I'm full bars and I don't know. And it doesn't make any sense to me.
The chat is saying like good, it's messing up a bit. Like, so I guess it's not on just my end. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. But if there's a different spot you can go to with better Wi-Fi, let me know because I don't know. Send it out for sure. But Cordarrelle over Chuba. Ridley's not playing, so Judy's obviously the play there. Still stashing Watson. I don't know. If you're only -5, like you're clearly in a battle here, Johnny. I don't think it's worth waiting out for a guy that is probably not going to be traded. add defense or hope for a happy ending. I would not hope for the happy ending with this one. I'd go get a defense for sure. Let us know who's out there. Alrighty, CJ.
Standard flex pick one of these, Cordero or Khalil Herbert.
Cordero for me. I do love Khalil, but I'm going to go Cordero every time. I love that
Andres, guy. Hey guys, how's it going? Half PPR, one receiver, one flex, Sutton, Pittman, Damian Harris.
I would go Sutton over Pittman, and flex, I'm going to go Harris there.
Tunes, I mixes my RB1. I need an RB2 and a flex. Darrell Williams, Javonte Williams, Booker, or Gainwell.
I would go Darrell and Booker is the way I would play that.
Kane Z, Darrell Williams, Zach Monster, Emmanuel Sanders, my flex.
Manny Sanders, baby. I'm firing that guy up everywhere.
Mike Clay, I have Shepard going, and I had picked up Slayton for insurance. Good to drop him and pick up more depth. Maybe Pirine or hold for Monday night.
I think you're probably good. It seems like Shepard's going to be locked in, but that's probably I don't know. I'd probably just keep Slayton just to be safe, in my opinion.
Quick start.
Alrighty, we're dropping CJ again. CD Lamb with the Dak problem, Cortland Sutton versus the football team, or Darrell Williams. We're going to go Sutton there, and if it's two, I would go Sutton and Darrell above CD Lamb, but I go Sutton for sure if you only need one. Half PPR, I don't remember what the question was. With Dak out, my best options are Teddy, Trevor, Matty Ice, Heineke, Mac Jones. Teddy's my favorite of there, Andres, for sure. Do I start Amari Cooper or Jerry Jeudy? I would go Jerry Jeudy for sure. I'm very worried. I mean, Dak plays, and obviously all this worry is for nothing, but I wouldn't be waiting that out. Definitely blurry, better sounding now, so we'll hopefully get good now. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely been a little bit, CJ crashing the internet coming out of witness protection, says Johnny Lau. Yeah, seriously. You out of witness protection with a shitty ass internet over there, CJ.
Hey, we do have two super chats too down the bottom.
Oh, sweet. All right. Yeah, the super chats under $5 word and don't pop up at the top. I don't know why, but we'll make sure to hit those next. Steve Michelson, what's going on, brother? Thanks so much for supporting the show. Wolf Ridley's out. He sure is. PPR, Robbie A, Jay Myers, or Dearness J. I would probably go Dearness, I think. I really like I think he's going to have himself a role. I get the Robbie A like blow-up narrative against a bad Atlanta team, but I want to believe that when I see it. Like I don't want to trust him. Myers does have nice full PPR upside.
I'm going Jacoby there.
I'm going to go Dearness. So you got a split here, Steve. Let us know what you decide.
Vanessa above him too.
Yep.
Pick two, Jeudy, Booker, Carter, PPR.
Thanks so much for supporting the site, Vanessa. I'm going Jeudy and Booker here. That's where I would lean myself. So good luck there. I like the matchup against the Chiefs for Booker, who found the end zone last week. He's found the end zone, I believe in every time he's seen 11 plus carries other than like once or twice. He averages nearly 20 points per game when he sees 12 plus carries. He should be in line for that again. So I really like him today. I mean, on Monday Night Football, rather, is where I'd be leaning. So thank you guys again for the super chats. We greatly appreciate those. Let me now find our spot. CJ looks like dial up, easier on the eyes. Nice, Fatty Mateo. So easy on the eyes.
Brent, Alex Collins or T.Y. or Devontae Parker?
I would go Alex Collins here. That's where I'm leaning, Brent. Definitely the right play. Wow, huge super chat over from Jeff Lee that we have to jump to. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jeff. $25, really supporting us, man. That's so greatly appreciated. Thanks for this one. Let's dive into some defenses, shall we?
Yeah, you go in the Panthers defense, the Vikings, or 49ers.
The Vikings. This is a really tough one, especially given without Ridley. This one would become a lot easier if we knew Dak was 100% out. I'd probably say the Vikings. But we do have, the Justin Fields play for San Fran, but now you got the Panthers, no Ridley for Atlanta. I think they're
all pretty great, like DFS options.
There's a lot of really good options here. Yeah, I actually don't even know how much they all are on DFS, but I like them all. I think Jeff, I wish it's always tough a defense question. So we want to, of course, get it right because what a generous support of the show. We greatly appreciate it. Defenses are always tough. I have the Panthers the highest. I could see them kind of swallowing up this Atlanta team with Gilmore out there and now no Ridley. But man, San Fran is so appealing given that they have Justin Fields. and how often he turns the ball over and gets sacked. So I have it ranked right now, Panthers 7 and then San Fran 8. So that's where I lean. I lean Panthers here, but that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. What's your final answer on this one, CJ?
Yeah, I mean, defense is usually a good coin flip, but I'll roll with you there with the Panthers.
All righty, let's go Panthers. And thanks again, Mike, or Jeff Lee, rather. Thank you so much for the support of the site. So generous of you. Really, really appreciate that. Let me now find where we left off. Nope, we were a few more below that. We were at Fatty Mateo. Here we go. Oh, no, we skipped this one. Sterling Shepard or Kadarius? Ooh, that's a pretty good one, Jacob. That's kind of the classic, like, upside. You'll know tomorrow what you need more. If you need the safe 10 points, it's definitely Shepard. If you're down by 20 heading into the game, then you go Tony and roll for the big swing there. So I hate to be a cop-out and give you one, like, both answers, but the good news is that's Monday night. You have time to kind of see, Jacob, how it all develops. Me and Truth will be live for the Risers Fallers recap, so you can always come back and get our take on your situation. But most likely, gun to my head, I'd go Shepard in most cases. But you can at least wait that one out and see what you need.
Daniel Holland, Ingram, or Freiermuth?
I think I'm going to roll our boy Fry here, especially with all these weapons coming back for the Giants. Ingram's been trash even with them out. So, yeah, I'm going to go Freiermuth there for sure.
Patty Mateo, happy Sunday. I'm the favorite, so I need the most reliable floor guys, full PPR receiver 2 and a flex. Marvin Jones, Beasley, Boston Scott, Gronk, Pirine.
So highest floor guys here. I mean, none of these guys have all that high of a floor, Fatty. It's good context to have. I feel pretty good about Marvin Jones's floor. I think he's the wide receiver 1 there. It's clear. So I go him. I really like Gronk if he's playing. Beasley should be in a good spot with no Dawson Knox there. Boston Scott, who knows what happens. I'm gonna go Gronk and Marvin Jones. What do you think?
I do like Marvin Jones. If you're going floor 2, I feel like Beasley's always good for like the 6 to 7 catches.
He has been, but he's had a few duds this year. He's had like a couple 2 catch where they don't need him, and I don't know if they're going to need him against Miami. They could, they should.
He's just like he's like a chain mover. I don't know. It's like I'm feeling comfortable with his floor.
Yeah, I would go. I don't know. I love Gronk if he's playing. If he's in, he's going to get a touchdown. So I personally go Marvin Jones and Gronk, but I can see that.
Need a wide receiver 3. I have some injury smiling options: Ayuk or pick up Van Jefferson. St. Brown, Traquan, Aguilar.
Man, those are all pretty hideous options.
You buying Ayuk this week with Debo's injury?
No, Debo practiced in full. He's good to go. I would probably go Van Jefferson here. They could get up big and give him some late time burn. Deshaun Jackson requesting the trade. He might not even be playing today now because of that. So I'll go Van Jefferson there over Ayuk is my opinion. Yeah. We got another super chat from Vanessa supporting the show double time. Thanks so much, Vanessa. We really, really appreciate it.
Take 2 of these: Dearness, Jeudy, or Booker, full PPR.
I'm going to go. I think we already hit this one for you, but we'll hit it again. I'm going to go Jeudy or Booker. I love the Jeudy and PPR. I think, again, first half, the only half he's played, 7 targets, 6 catches, 72 yards, like 13 points and a half. Could see him picking right where he left off. They're saying no limitations today in the easiest possible matchup. I love Jeudy today. And then I'm going to go Booker over Dearness. That one's trickier, but just the surer volume for sure coming for Booker. All the work. Whereas Dearness is going to be the Kareem Hunt role and could thrive in it. The better probably player and better offense and better line and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I got to side with the volume here. So I go Jeudy and I go Booker with that. So let me now get back to where we were. Thanks again, guys. The super chats are so appreciated. Thanks again, Jeff, for that very generous $25 one. We again both went Panthers because I think Gilmore coming back. Also no Ridley for Atlanta. That's where we're leaning there. Even though the Vikings with no Dak would be very interesting, but we don't know yet. We're at
Tom Sick 1127.
All righty. That's Tom Sick 1131.
Up 2.
There we go.
I just wanted to talk about me. CJ, I'm glad I can see your face this week. You're breathtaking. Flex. Devonta Booker or Devonta Smith?
I would go Devontae Booker over Smith. I like the matchup, but with Hurts at QB, it's just such a roller coaster for Devonta Smith. So yeah, that's where I lean. Up to nearly 60 people here live with us, guys. Awesome. We love that. But just want to give that pump for the thumbs up wherever you're at. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, shares, retweets, all that good stuff to continue helping the site grow. Continue that. We have a shitload of questions, and we've got a lot of super chats. We greatly, greatly appreciate those guys. We just want to keep reminding you guys that's what we will prioritize. We should be able to get through everything, but we both have to pop off at like about 12:45 to make sure our lineups are great and the rankings are good because there's been a ton of news today. So I'm going to have to do one more skim through before we sign off. So make sure if you really have a deep question and you want a good in-depth answer, that super chat's the best way. Thanks to everyone that's already supported us with those.
Down one.
All righty.
Bruiser, pick one of these. Full PPR. David Johnson, Myles Gaskin, Devonta Williams, Jalen Waddle.
I still don't know who Devonta Williams is. So you got to let us know. Of these guys, I go Myles Gaskin. No Malcolm Brown. That's where I'm leaning. But I want to know who Devonta Williams is because it could be ultimately whoever you're going for there.
Tom's sake, do I toss Jeudy into my lineup or keep Deontay Johnson, McLaurin, and Mike Will?
Oh, you're keeping those three in there. I love Jeudy, but come on, look at those three. I mean, those are smash plays.
Tune Superflex Fields, who's gone negative in 2 weeks, Mike White, or go with a running back or tight end?
Oh, God, he's got negative. You might have to just go with
I'm going Fields. No Nagy.
I don't know. It depends on who your receiver or tight end are, to be honest. Like, I think you can consider it for sure.
Tommy Hernandez, Damian Harris, or Elijah?
Ooh, very close one here. I lean Damian Harris very slightly, just because there is always the risk of shenanigans going on, but very slightly, very, very slightly. I'll read this one more time. So thanks again for the super chat. Murray, you thick-necked coward. I hope you spend your whole Sunday helping your brother-in-law move. Go Clans. Love it. Oh, personal matter for
talking about the Bruiser, Pitts Train, Kyle Tunes, Jamal Williams out today. Bump to Swift.
As DJ Johnson says, Swift smash. Indeed. He's absolutely going to destroy it today.
And Benelli, you guys need a breaking news flash stream when it happens, sirens or something.
Yeah, we'll talk to Taylor, our producer. We'll get that game, the production quality up for sure.
EJ, Smith, Tony, or Waddle?
Don't know who Smith is. Probably Devontae Smith is my guess. I lean Tony, though. I love Tony this week against the Chiefs.
First, Russell Gage and David Johnson.
I don't know who the other options are, but if it's those two versus each other, then it'd be David Johnson would be my piece here. I don't know.
What's going on right now?
That might be the backup to Swift. I think I asked who the backup was to Jamal Williams. I think that's what that is. I don't know.
Fusion VWDIS, full PPR. Flex spot, Damian Harris, Killer Herbert, McKissick, Marvin Jones.
I think I'm going Herbert here over Damian Harris, just very slightly, but more reception upside in my opinion. So give me Herbert.
Millie C, Higgins, Sutton, or Mitchell, half PPR.
Sutton for me. Love Sutton against that.
Tunes, I have Ridley and Adams out in the league. Need to pick up our receiver 3. Who do I get? Robbie Anderson, OBJ, Osborne, Boyd, Hilton, Slayton, Van Jefferson.
I kind of like the T.Y. Hilton dice roll here against the Titans giving up the most points to wide receivers. I'll go for the dice roll of a deep bomb there.
But only wants some cameo.
Does that mean?
People basically pay you to like they'll be like, hey, say this, and like you could just be like, hey, fuck off.
Super chat us, and we'll definitely do cameos for whatever. Absolutely.
808s. I'm in a 12-person standard work buy-in league. Thank you. I have 2 receiver slot, 2 running back slot in a flex. So pick 5 of these: Keenan, Claypool, Metcalf, AJ Brown, and Stephon Diggs. I can only start 2.
So he can only start 2. So you're definitely playing Diggs, and I'm locking in AJ Brown to the rest of that group. Love him. No Julio today. Easy matchup. The Colts are giving up the second most points to wide receiver ones on the year. So I love Diggs and I love AJ Brown.
I also have Henry, Taylor, and Fournette. Should I play all 3 or remove one and put a flex in?
No, I do the 2 receivers there. You play Henry and Taylor, of course, but then you play the 2 receivers.
I'm telling you, 2 of these: Cooks, Lamb, Devonta Smith.
Yeah. This is tough. I I think you got to keep Lamb in with these options. I'd probably go Lamb, Cooks. I don't know if Ramsey's going to be shadowing him. And do we know if Ramsey's active yet? I know he was questionable, CJ.
I haven't gotten anything yet. Are they at 4? I'm guessing.
No, I think they were 1 o'clock today. Do you want to check for that real quick? And I'll hit a couple questions. Let us know what you find on him and then Jordan Howard as well. And I'll hit some questions while we wait for that. Gainwell or Pollard, full PPR. I'll go Gainwell there. I do love me some Pollard, but with Cooper Rush at quarterback, it could be hideous. Good morning, Giuseppe. Great to see you. You go Higgins or Boyd? Fuck Boyd. I'm all off that. So give me Higgins there. Pick 2, Darrell Williams, Gibson, or Mitchell. I'm going to bench Gibson here, which is crazy. But the other 2 I just feel a little bit safer about. Start Bob Trees, Shepard, Myers, or Hilton for Giuseppe. I'd go Bobby Trees here. Houston's just that bad. Tony with Ridley and Antonio out. I'll need to play E. Sanders and either Tony or Landry. I'd go Tony myself. Kadarius there. And who goes in the flex? Gibson, Chuba, Carter, Gainwell. I would probably go Chuba Hubbard there, facing Atlanta there. Higgins, Mooney, Osborne. You got to go Higgins there, Justin Carey. Did you find anything out, CJ, on Ramsey?
I think he's playing. I haven't seen anything at all about him. And then
is Jordan Howard in?
A few hours ago, established the run said Howard was playing. But...
Ugh, gross. That just Gainwell I do like, but I do have my reservations. I want to make that clear. I could see this being a hideous committee. The only real boon for them is the fact that they're facing Detroit. So even if it is an ugly committee, they could still get it done. All right, Jair.
Pick one of these: Thielen, Devonta, or Chuba.
I would go Thielen. I really like Thielen. The Cowboys defense is limiting number 1 receivers really well. That makes sense because Diggs is one of the best corners in the league. They're giving up the most points to wide receiver 2s this year. I think Thielen's going to have a field day tonight.
Wayne, PPR, start 2 of these: Pittman, Sutton, Waddle, Emmanuel Sanders.
Wayne, we would go Sutton and Sanders. I like Pittman a lot today too, but with T.Y. back, I prefer the other 2.
Stephen Michelson, Wolf Ridley is out again, so PPR, Robbie Anderson, Myers, or Dearness.
Oh, yeah, you super chatted us as well for this, so thank you again, Steve. But since you super chatted, we'll make sure just to reiterate. I like Dearness. CJ likes Jacoby there. I get the full PPR upside, but no touchdowns all year. Like, I have a feeling Dearness is here to stay, so I'm gonna go with that. Let's get the likes up. Tunes, I agree. Everybody out there, please give us that thumbs up button. Would be much appreciated.
Yash, happy Sunday. It is football time.
It sure is, baby. And good to see you, Yash. He found us on Thursday, said, complimented us in the truth and said that was one of his favorite shows. Looks like you're back, which we love to see, Yash. Thanks for being here.
Tyler Lowe really screws me over again. Me too. But Tony, Jeudy, Mooney, OBJ, or Hilton.
I'm going to go Jeudy over those other options. Tony would be my next one up, but I'm going to go Jeudy.
McLaurin and AB is my wide receiver. Should I go Jeudy or Claypool in the flex?
Yeah, I go Jeudy over Claypool. Claypool's so boom or bust, and the Browns defense has Denzel Ward out, so that does help Claypool. But I don't know. No limitations for Jeudy. First game back, I'm firing that up.
Yash, what's the outlook on Dak?
Yeah, the early morning, the report was that he's ultimately not expected to go. It'd be a surprise, they were saying, should he go? But then another report came out that he's looking good, feeling good. They're bringing it down to pregame. I don't know. I want to avoid it if I can, and I'm going to avoid my Cowboys. It sucks. It's the night game. I wish we knew. But if I had better options to bench Cooper, to bench Lamb, then I will.
James Hall, flex Najee, Keenan, or Robert Woods?
Najee. How do we ever bench Najee? He's the absolute workhorse. I prefer Najee over Zeke here. I think I even prefer Keenan Allen over Zeke with these question marks. What do you think, Zeke or Keenan Allen?
I love Keenan today. I think he's going like a classic Keenan, like 17 targets, 12 receptions. He's going to eat the Patriots alive. He
really should. If you get PPR points, I would really consider going Keenan over Zeke, given the Dak concerns.
Anthony Nardell, I have PPR, getting Chubb out there. Start Dearness, McKissick, Pollard, or Singletary.
Twan, I would go. It's tough to roll out 2 in the same backfield, but I would probably go the backfield of the Browns and just roll both those guys. McKissick's the other one I'd consider here, but I prefer Dearness. I thought he looked like the real deal, and that we know that like you could have started Chubb and Hunt all year. I think you can probably do the same with these 2 guys.
Cam Geckel, Pittman, Sanders or Lockett, full PPR.
I'm going Sanders. I'm all about Sanders today. I think he's going to absolutely kill it. Again, guys, 50 views. Come on, get those likes up for us, folks. Help us get out to more people. Really help the show out.
I'm not sure top of the morning applies to 6 p.m. But
exactly. I think we went the wrong way with the time zone there.
I knew it was 6 hours, but
top of the morning over there at 6 p.m. Frazier.
Yeah, I have Cooper and Schultz. I put in T.Y. Hilton over Cooper. I don't know if I should keep Schultz in. Also starting Kadarius.
Oh, man, Yash, a lot going on there. Who's your other option other than Schultz? Like, let us know. I don't know if I'd go T.Y. over Cooper. Like, they're both just Hail Marys. And Dak, there is rumblings he could play, so you'd really regret, making that move if not. It's on the fringe for me. Let me know who you're considering other than Schultz.
Stefania Bell said Jeudy with no limits.
That's the report. I'd love to hear it.
Apex. All right, now with Lamb, should I keep him in my flex or replace him with Gibson or Darrell Williams?
Man. Well, Darrell Williams, you can ultimately play on Monday night. So that's probably how I'd play this is if Lamb is in and Dak, Lamb is going to be in, but if Dak's in, I go Lamb over all these guys. You can play this one out till tonight. If Dak's out, then you go Darrell Williams on Monday Night Football. That's exactly how I'd play that one. Let's not put Gibson in and blow that spot quite yet.
Brandy, half PPR, Deontay Johnson or Devonta Booker?
Oh, I love Deontay today, Brandy. No Denzel Ward. He already was a lock, but no Denzel Ward only helps him out further. I think he's going to smash today.
Vanessa, pick two of these, Jeudy, Booker, or Carter.
We got this one on Super Chat. Thank you again, Vanessa, for supporting that. But just to reiterate, we went Jeudy and Booker there over Carter.
Bernard Long with Ridley out, Keenan Allen or Sterling Shepard, assuming he plays on Monday, or is there someone that's a free agent?
There's no free agent. We're like more than Keenan Allen. I would have had Keenan Allen above Ridley anyways. So it's Keenan Allen for sure for me, Bernard Long.
Nick Williams, Gaskin, Mitchell, or Herbert?
We're going to go. That's a tough one. I actually prefer Herbert to the other two. Mitchell would be the close second. I love those guys. But yeah, I'm going to go Herbert there over these other options.
Brandy Martin also has Gainwell.
Not over Deontay Johnson, no.
Jair, Herbert, or Mahomes or quarterback?
I'd go Mahomes. He should roast the Giants in a big comeback effort there. So Yash is saying go Mitchell over Herbert. I prefer Herbert myself, but it is very, very close.
Christian Carrillo. Who do I start? Bobby Woods or Mike Evans?
I'm going Mike Evans, baby. I know get the Lattimore concerns, but I'm not benching him. I'm going Mike Evans.
Thanks for the advice.
Oh yeah, we should thank you again for the super chat. We really, really appreciate that.
Bokey roll Bridgewater over Dak.
That's tough. Like, is Daniel Jones there? That's really your best option at potential bridge there, Bokey. If there's, I'd probably just go Bridgewater and play it safe. If there's no other options, we're just gonna not start a quarterback, so you can't start Cooper Rush. Like, I don't think. So yeah, I'd go Bridgewater most likely today. It's a good enough matchup, unless there's a chance you have Daniel Jones out there. We already answered that one for you, Vanessa. Booker over Carter.
Fella Lamb, regardless of quarterback, or Goddard?
I'd probably go Lamb over Goddard. I think I'd wait that one out. I don't know. That's tough.
Who should I start in my flex? Half PPR. I got McKissick, Dearness Johnson, Smasher Pirine, Mooney. I have Mixon, but I'm afraid the early is going to take Pirine in.
Oh, you got to play Mixon, no doubt. Yes, Pirine will probably take over by the fourth, but Mixon's going to do some damage ahead of that. And I go Dearness as the other option there.
Yeah, it's just answering Vanessa's question.
It's also Mike White starting. So I guess Yash just disagree with some of our answers here. I love that. You get more takes, more opinions. I personally go Jeudy and Booker myself.
Nick Williams, Gaskin, Mitchell, or Herbert?
We've had that one asked a bunch by Nick Mitchell, so you're going to timeout, Nick Mitchell. We appreciate it, but you can't ask your question a million times. We have so many people to get there.
Francisco, what's up, guys? Manny Sanders or Cortland Sutton?
Damn, I love Sanders. I've been saying him over everybody today, but I'd have Sutton ahead of him. Washington football team gives up big play after big play, so I'd lean there.
Sarno, sup boys? Should I be considering starting Gainwell over
probably
Ekeler?
Yeah. No. Come on, Sarno. No way.
Steven Hernandez, who should I start? Mike Williams or Darrell Williams or Jeudy?
Mike Williams. You got to go Mike Dub. He's been so big. Like, I know he's had a couple duds in there, but coming off the bye, fully healthy, he's going to have a big day.
Millie C, Higgins or Sutton?
Got to go Sutton, baby. I love Sutton today.
Yeah, who should I start my flex half PPR? McKissick, Dearness Johnson. Oh, we already got this.
Oh, yeah.
Steven Hernandez, Darrell Williams, or Fournette?
I prefer Fournette there, Steven.
Crazy is Dak playing?
Just as we said, kind of conflicting reports. It would be a surprise if he is playing. And then other people saying he looked good, and it comes down to warmups. Big question mark. I think you have to have, unless you have Daniel Jones or Kirk Cousins, you're playing whoever else you have, in my opinion.
Joey Perps, Evans, Sutton, or Lockett, PPR, pick one of these.
Oh, not Lockett for me. Lockett's by far my least favorite here, Joey. I'm going to go Evans, and then, I would go Sutton over Lockett too. I'd go both of them, but I'd go Evans, and yeah, I have Patterson as a must start too. So yeah, I'd go Evans, and I'd go Patterson of those options.
We already got that one.
All righty. And yeah, as Sam's saying, don't start him. I like you guys answer each other's questions. Awesome stuff.
Steven Hernandez, PPR, who should I start in the flex? Mike Williams, Jeudy, or Darrell Williams?
Mike Williams. We already answered that one too.
Omar, T.Y. or Tony Pollard?
I got to go T.Y. Again, the questions around the Cowboys tonight. T.Y. is a good play. I'd roll that one out, Omar.
Bears or Steelers this week?
Oops, sorry. Bears or Steelers? I'd go Steelers. Cleveland's a pretty good offense. The Bears get the 49ers. I'd go Steelers still, though. They got some good matchups coming up in the future, so it's more of a one than a one-way thing. And you're welcome, Jeff. Thank you again. Just to reiterate, a 25 points, $25 super chat. That's incredible.
We also just got a Yash super chat at the bottom.
Oh, Yash. Alrighty. Let me find that one. Sorry, it's a lot here, but hey, that's what the super chat's for. You don't have to apologize. Thank you so much for the support. Let's hear it.
Full PPR lineup: Dimes, Tony, Hilton, Cook, J-Rob, Schultz, Kenny G, Ben, Chenault, Cooper, Shepard, Frymouth.
Okay.
Would you put anyone on the bench, I guess, in the starting lineup?
Okay. So, he wants us to kind of analyze that. It really comes down to that question you already asked, Yash, whether you want to go Amari or T.Y. Hilton. I think the rest of it is looking pretty good. I wouldn't play Freiermuth over Schultz. I'd keep Schultz in there. I think Cooper versus Hilton's really tough. This Dak situation blows. I would probably roll out with what you have, Yash. I think I would. What do you think about Hilton versus Cooper?
I still think I'm going Cooper. I feel like backup quarterbacks usually, I don't know who his target's going to be, but they always pepper that like one guy. If he has like somewhat of a rapport with Cooper, then it could be him. I mean, I'm just taking a coin flip, but I'll take the talent any day of the week.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, my gut kind of tells me Dak ends up playing. Like it's a big game, good. I think Dak's gonna end up playing. I'd go Cooper over Hilton. I think I would, and just kind of hope for that. Jet with a super chat just saying thanks for the answer. Thank you for supporting the site, man. We really, really appreciate that. So thanks so much for sharing and helping us out. Let me now roll back up to, I think we left off here.
I think are we at Allison?
Yeah.
Allison, Boston Scott, or Dearness?
I do like Scott as a stream today, but I really prefer Dearness. I think Dearness is good. He's got that Kareem Hunt role on lock, and that was a running back 5 and fantasy till he got hurt. I think Dearness is good to continue to roll. Steven
Hernandez, PPR, running back, Fournette or Darrell?
Oh, we already answered that one a bunch. So I'm putting Steven in the timeout. How do I do that? Oh, that's on YouTube. The only way we can put people in timeout. Damn.
Doom all caps. Would you start either Pittman or Devonta Smith?
Doom all caps. What a name. I would go Pittman over all those guys, especially because of what you said with the Dak issue. I'd go for Pittman. Number 1 points allowed to wide receivers there. I like that matchup.
For Anthony Nardella, would you roll with Matt Ryan or pick up Bridgewater, Big Ben, Winston, or Heineke?
I actually prefer Teddy Bridge today against the football team. Who do you prefer out of here?
Yeah, I mean, Big Ben stinks. Winston, I can't trust. I'm going Bridgewater.
Yeah, Matty Ice has been good, but no Ridley today. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about that one. I'm a little bit nervous. All righty, we got Steve Hammer.
Came over from Facebook to donate. You guys have helped me win 2 chips in the past 2 years. Love the content. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Steve. Glad we helped you win it. Thank you for supporting the site. You're the man. Glad we brought you some titles, and we appreciate you supporting us because of it. That's awesome.
Millie C, Higgins or Sutton?
I would go Sutton there. Absolutely Sutton today.
Tony Kamaj, Ridley out means Tony or Landry at receiver 2, half PPR.
I prefer Tony myself. Such a big explosive play. That's where I'm going.
Benelli standard tight end Hawkinson, RSJ, or Conklin.
Got to go Hawkinson there. Philly's giving up top 10 in terms of points allowed to tight ends. I like that play today.
We just got that.
Millie C, asking the question too many times. You know what this means. Timeout for you.
Russell Kaiser, Shepard versus Kansas City or Marvin Jones?
Literally, my wide receiver 25 is Marvin Jones. 26 is Sterling Shepard. Very tough call, but I think I'm going to lean. I mean, Shepard is in full PPR, even safer. So I'd probably actually go Shepard here with the full PPR setting.
Jaden Liu, PPR Keenan Allen or AJ Brown?
I would go AJ Brown, especially because you have Mike Williams already in there. That's tough though, like Keenan versus Mike, but I would go AJ Brown.
Mike Clay, pretty sure it means Javonte Williams, not Devonta Williams.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That was a weird question.
Seppi, Trevor Lawrence, Tannehill, Goff, or Darnold? Gross.
I kind of like Darnold. I know he's been horrible these last few weeks, but what better spot than Atlanta to get it right? So I'm going to go Darnold here of those. Actually, you know what? Tannehill. I didn't even realize Tannehill was there. Nice, safe option against the Colts with a high over-under there. I'm going to go Tannehill just above Darnold.
Berkey, Manny Sanders, or Fournette?
I'm going to go Fournette. I don't know. I just love Sanders today. I think he's in a smash spot. So I kind of want to go Sanders. Fournette's safer, but like New Orleans is a good run D. I wouldn't be shocked to see them just throw it 50 times with Brady. I'm going to go Sanders. What do you think?
I'm rolling with you've talked me into Manny Sanders today, so I'll roll with you there.
I'm all in, baby. I think he's going to kill it.
Pat Sullivan with Dak doubtful. Should I pick up Dimes, Bridgewater, Heineke?
I would go Dimes for a couple reasons. One, it gives you the option should Dak play, you can get him in there tonight. Two, I just like him better than these other guys. He's facing the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, so you should absolutely – this goes for anybody with a Dak question. If you have Daniel Jones on your waiver wire, go get him.
Tunes, Tyler Boyd, Kendrick Bourne, Nico Collins, or Ingram?
Oh, God, Tunes. I guess maybe I go Fields if these are your options. I hate Tyler Boyd. He's a loser. Kendrick Bourne would be the receiver I'd consider, but I think you just got to go for Fields and hope for not negatives.
Tom Sick, Tony, or Devonta Smith?
I would go Tony myself. That's where I'm leaning.
Giuseppe, Claypool, or Amari Cooper?
I think Claypool today, with all these injuries and these issues coming up with Dak. I think I go Claypool. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm going Claypool there.
All righty.
Yeah, who should I start? My flex half PPR. I got McKissick, Dearness Johnson, Smaja Piran.
Oh yeah, we already answered this one. Yeah, I like Dearness the most, and I get your concerns, but yeah, I go Dearness.
Zero Destroyer. Okay, so I'm a 6-man PPR league. Pick 3 of these receivers: Hill, Lockett, CD, Sutton, Keenan, Thielen.
Tyreek. I go Sutton, and I go Keenan Allen. Thielen's a good option too. I don't lock it. No. CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if I have to absorb that risk now. I'd go Thielen, and I'd go Tyreek, and I'd go Keelan. And then if Dak's playing, you can always swap Thielen and CeeDee later. But that way, Thielen gives you kind of that flexibility. So Hill, Keenan, and then one of Thielen or CeeDee. CeeDee on the bench if Dak's on the bench. Otherwise, CeeDee's in.
Should Charlie go with Woods or roll the dice with Tony?
I think Woods is good enough. There's no reason to roll those dice.
James Frazier missed my question earlier. Sorry, but Fournette or Damian Harris?
I would go Fournette very slightly, though.
Fatty, full PPR, Ridley out. Would you start Gage over Beasley?
I would go – no, I'd still go Beasley. Good matchup against Miami today.
Mr. Chillard, good stuff, fellas. In the stars this week. I just want to say I dislike Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's such a little bitch. Oh, he's such a pain.
Giuseppe, Trevor Lawrence, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, Heineke, Goff.
I go Teddy Bridge of these guys. Teddy B.
Bambo with Ridley out. Do I start Gage, Waddle, Higbee, Javonte? Not
Gage, no. I would go either Javonte or I really like Higbee. Most points allowed to tight ends, most touchdowns allowed. I think Higbee's going to roll today. I do like Javonte a lot too, though. I think I roll the dice on Higbee in this one. What do you think?
I like Russell Gage. He's like, he always does well when Ridley's out. He's like, there's something about him that I don't know. Just I have a little thing for him.
Yeah, so. Not for me. No way. Give me Higbee or Javonte, not Gage.
Manalakis, Deontay Johnson over Swift, Mixon, Henderson. Nope.
Man, I love Deontay, Charlie, but no, not over those guys. Those guys are all stellar options. So yeah, I don't. I play those 3 running backs.
Frio, Sterling Shepard, Jeudy.
I go Jeudy there. Close, but I go Jeudy.
Apex, I'm not sure what he's just talking about.
Lamb and Darryl.
Ooh, yeah. Francisco's playing his wife today. Needs a safe floor in the flex. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of this. Jamal Williams or Manny Sanders?
Well, Jamal's not playing. I would have gone Sanders anyways, but Jamal's not playing, so that makes it even easier for you.
Brendan Sharkey, half PPR, pick 1 in the flex. Gibson, Jeudy, Devonta Smith, or Tony?
I'm going to go Gibson there. I think that's the safer play. I do love Jeudy and Tony, and I don't hate Devonta, but I'm going to go Gibson.
Orbits, Teddy or Dimes?
I'm going to go Dimes at Orbits. I'm going to go Dimes. Our boy Tua, by the way, last week, the curse has been lifted. We just needed to go in together 909. It was good to see the curse get lifted.
Chris Ekeler or go with Patterson with Ridley out?
I'd probably still go with Ekeler. I don't think it's that big of a risk. I mean, the guy's been putting up 25, 30 points most every week, so I'm going to roll there.
Simply should I go Gibson with his messed up shin or Ekeler sore hip?
I'm going to go with the sore hip here. I'm going to side with Ekeler for sure for me.
Mike Clay, Wentz or Bridgewater in place of Dak?
I go Wentz. That's who I prefer. I love that game to target today.
Russell Kaiser, McPherson or Greg Joseph the kicker?
I actually love McPherson facing the Jets.
Yeah, I have Tucker on the bye myself, and I have McPherson.
Yeah, that's like the perfect bye week fill-in.
First, there, Anthony Fella and I are neck and neck as always.
I love it.
4-point lead in total points, both Wolfpack peeps. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I love it. I feel like those two
I was going to say, I didn't even know they were boys.
Yeah, they're in the same league. Last year, they faced each other in the finals. I feel like that's how it always works out with those guys. Absolutely. Omar, thank you so much for the super chat. You guys, you're the man. Thank you.
Need a receiver and a running back between Gibson, Darrell Williams, Sutton, and CeeDee Lamb. Full PPR.
I would go for the receiver. I'd go Sutton just because of these concerns now with
Darrell
Dak.
Williams, probably.
And then I would go Darrell Williams because that way, if Dak plays, Omar, you toss CeeDee Lamb in as if nothing happened. If he doesn't play, then you just roll with Darrell Williams. Yeah. So I would go Sutton, and then you can kind of figure it out from there based on Dak's status. Again, a CeeDee Lamb if Dak's in, that's my play. If not, Darrell Williams, a nice play on Monday Night Football. Right in the same tier as Gibson for me. So I think I'd rather have that lineup flexibility to be able to capitalize on Dak tonight. So yeah, awesome. And thanks again, Omar. I really appreciate the super chat. You guys have been very generous today. I really appreciate it.
Alec Horrell, Tua or Carson Wentz?
I go Carson Wentz today. Much, much easier matchup. We got Buffalo giving up the fewest points to quarterbacks to wide receivers. Really tough matchup for Tua. I'm going to go Wentz.
Yash, I appreciate the advice, fellas. I'm pull the trigger on Hilton. Also got Andrews, Renfro, Carson, and Wilson on the shelf, so I'm hurting.
You are hurting, man. And Hilton does have some big upside. I mean, the Titans are giving up the most points to wide receivers. Washington giving up the second. That's a great spot for him to come back to. And he had, again, a team lead in targets, yards last time out there. Definitely a dice roll could pan out for you. I prefer Cooper myself, but it makes sense, Yash. Best of luck, man. I hope it all works out. Thanks again for the super chat.
Steph Prague and Uzama or Pat Fry with Ebron out?
I'm still going to go Uzama. I think he is one of the best tight end streams. We wrote about him a lot this last week. He kills it. He's great after the catch. He's good in the red zone, and they're going to move the ball quite easily against them.
Apex, it was when Wolfie said that Darrell plays Monday night, so unfortunate if Dak is out.
Oh, gotcha. So, yeah, exactly. So you can kind of have that flexibility.
Definitely, you guys are clearly my favorite, and I'm the best managed weekly fantasy football show advice. Thumbs up. Thank you, dudes.
Hell yeah, Jeff. Thank you so much. And thanks again. We really, really appreciate that generous super chat earlier and your kind words, Jeff. We're so happy you found us and you're routinely here. It's awesome.
Tunes, play Hilton and Pittman or pick up Robbie Anderson or Van Jefferson?
That's a tough one to have them both in there. I mean, DFS-wise, double stacking often works. I think this could be a good one for you, Tennessee, especially if Tennessee holds up their end and makes that a shootout. I'd probably roll with Pittman and Hilton. Just go for the double stack.
Josh Campa, Cooks or Raymond?
Ooh, Khalif Raymond, a Holy Cross boy. How did I not know that? Like, Holy Cross.
I know, I was shocked. I usually, whenever I do a Facebook post, I usually look up like where they went to school just to get some more hashtags and whatever. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, when he was on the Titans, I remembered it, and I just somehow forgot it. Yeah. But yeah, sweet to see our Crusaders represented. That being said, I'm going to go Brandon Cooks. I mean, I know he's been boom or bust. That's typically what the deal is with Cooks, but what hasn't been boom or bust is the volume. I mean, 10 plus targets in all but 1 or 2 weeks. That guy's Jalen Ramsey will probably be on him, but I don't know if they shadow 100%. I think you get deep for one.
10 win, Gibson, Gainwell, Amari Cooper in the flex.
I'm going to go Gibson here. I'm worried about Cooper if there's no Dak, so that's tough. And I prefer Gibson to Gainwell, so that's where I lean.
Giuseppe missed the last question. Bridgewater, Darnold, Heineke.
I think Bridgewater is the safest because the matchup against the football team. But that being said, I actually really think Darnold's going to roll today. I have him at 16 and Teddy Bridgewater at 17. So they're right neck and neck. I think Darnold's the higher ceiling play, though, and that's where I go. But it's close. It's really close.
Alec Horrell, half PPR, start 3 of these. DJ Moore, Samuel Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Metcalf. I'd probably go the first 3. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would too. Yup. Wow, that's a stacked core. But with the QB questions for DK and then the QB questions for both with CD tonight, then yeah, I like those first 3.
We got a super chat at the bottom, Joe.
Oh yeah, well, I'll hit Yash real quick. I go Tony over Hilton. I love Tony this week. I know there's a little risk he doesn't play. Maybe Slayton's out there too, if not. But I really, really like Tony. I'd go him confidently.
Joey Santillo, pick one of these full PPR. Coop, Gage, Pollard, Ayuk.
Thanks so much for the super chat, man. We really appreciate it. This is a really tough one, though. I think I roll Cooper. I know it's risky, but Gage, what if he gets the Gilmore treatment locked in on him, now activated? How could you trust Ayuk? Like, I don't have any gut feeling that he's going to blow it up anytime soon. He sure could, but I'd just go Cooper, I think, at this one. I don't know. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah, I'm going Cooper's probably the most reliable, I guess. If that's something.
It obviously would suck if Dak's out. Like, that could be a big risk, but none of these other guys are worth it, in my opinion, to bench Cooper.
I'm on the same page. Marcos Valdez, Scantling, Herbert, or Burrow?
I'll go Herbert still. I know Burrow's been lighting it up, but Herbert's the real deal. I go him. No worries with the Pats.
Corey Cooper, best cash locks. I honestly haven't even. I have no idea.
I don't actually play any cash. I only do strictly tournaments. Corey, I'll tell you this: I have Sanders in pretty much all my lineups. I don't know if he's a cash game type of guy, but I love him. I love Josh Allen today. I think they're going to just absolutely roll. I think Henderson's a very popular play today, and rightfully so. But I prefer Mixon myself at a few $100 more. I love Jonathan Taylor today. Those are the kind of the guys I'm using as my building blocks, as well as Chris Godwin in that great matchup. I think Deontay Johnson too. Those are kind of the guys I've scattered, and then I rotate around them for my other pieces. But I don't know. I don't play a lot of cash, so I can't promise you those guys are great.
Alex, full PBR, Chuba, Eli.
I go Chuba, but it's neck and neck, one or the other. But full PPR has a little more receiving upside. As we wind down, Wolfpack, any last thumbs up if you haven't hit that button? Charlie giving us that reminder. We appreciate you being here as always. Hit that thumbs up. And if you don't sub to the show, turn the bell on. We'll always be live for you here. We can continue to bump those numbers up, trying to hit the 2K by the end of the season, just a few hundred away from that. It would mean the world if you guys could help us get to that goal. We just answered that one. So we're at Juan Ramirez. I'm guessing it's Juan, but maybe John. I don't know.
I have 2-star receivers. Pick 2 of these, I guess. Allen, Jeudy, or Smith.
I'm guessing it's Devonta Smith, in which case I definitely go Keenan Allen, and I go Jerry Jeudy there. I love Jerry Jeudy. No limitations coming back today. Keenan Allen, as CJ has said time and time again, should roast the Patriots today.
Yash, Cooper, Tony.
I got to go. I'm going to go. I think I'll go. Well, this is a good one, Yash, because this way you get to wait it out, right? If Dak's playing, it's Cooper. If Dak's not playing, it's Tony. So that's why I also like Tony over Hilton, because it gives you that flexibility to buy some time.
Xeri, AJ Brown, or DJ Moore?
I'm going to go A.J. Brown. I'm absolutely loving him. Looked like the true alpha wide receiver one we came to expect. Tannehill cooking. And the Colts, a very easy matchup for wide receiver ones. DJ Moore, with Darnold playing as crappy as he has really taken a big hit these last couple of weeks. And Atlanta, good get right spot, but still, I prefer A.J. Brown for sure. So, yeah. And Yash says that's exactly his thinking. Awesome stuff. Wolfpack, that wraps it up right in time for me and CJ to go check our own lineups, get things settled on the DFS front. So we greatly appreciate those of you sending out the super chats. So appreciated. So thank you guys for that. Real quick, I'll go Beasley there for you, Stokely. But best of luck, Wolfpack. You can find my rankings at RoastRejournal.com. We breed and feed you fantasy wolves. We'll be live Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Likes and subs, greatly appreciated. To help this channel continue to grow and share us with anybody that you might not be facing. Best of luck here in week 8. I'm the Wolf.
I'm CJ, and we'll see you guys. Good luck.
See you guys later. Wes, I'll answer this for you. Fine. I would go. I don't know which one's Williams. Darrell Williams probably. I'd go Herbert and Chuba myself, if that helps you out, Wes. Alrighty, guys. Thanks.